So, Ronnie.
Yeah.
What happened tonight?
Well, we got to the gig and there was no electric. And I really generally carried enough in my body to power the joint.
Honey, I'll be right back. If you gotta go to the bathroom or anything?
No, I'm alright, Deb. But then, you know, the gig is canceled. We'll do it again a little bit later. All I'm going to do now is show you some DVDs. I hope, if this thing comes on. Start with us normally. Well, I would hope so.
There we go.
You see me in infrared?
Pretty much. Got a very big old red head at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So the power went out again.
Power's out again. As you can see, my electricity, I'm an electric man. And of course, that faded again.
All that electricity's running through his body.
Yeah. Now I'm powering the wheelchair right now.
They don't have backup on you? Oh, it can if it's on.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, really. I would think because, you know, the lights on one side of the street were on, and across the street on the other side must have been on a different grid because they were all out.
Yeah.
And the cooks had all left, the waitresses had all left, and they had left about 4 o'clock. So now I thought we were home free. Now Barbara and Debbie come back with the beer and the White Castles, and now we're going to have some fun in the dark.
I got night vision.
Well, you're going to need it in a minute. That candle, that's why we don't have them as modern invention. You know, if you was a caveman, you lit a candle at night, and that was all you had to keep wild animals off your ass. You had to make a long-lasting candle.
You know, if I was a caveman, I'd be dead within a few hours because I wouldn't have Sega.
No, whatever it would do would have to catch me and eat me because I can't run that fast. No. I just have to swell up at it, you know. Stand my ground. Even now, you know, I'm not going to bluff. This is not a bluff. I'm not running. It's too bad you can't get pictures of my granddaughter and that's mom. And those are the people that adopted me, Luke.
Well, we might be able to get a little bit of a picture. Let's see.
They adopted me when mom left me and ran off.
Yeah, I can't get a clear picture because the night vision makes everything shaky.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll definitely come back and get that.
Yeah, I really want that to be part of anything.
We can definitely do that.
Without them, man, I don't know. Those are 2 saints right there. Because I was a devil when I was adopted. I was old enough to know I was adopted. I was at 6, 7 years old. And my first experience with the blues was watching that car that brought me pull away and go down the street and left me, you know, in a new place, new people I didn't know. And, you know, I had all these emotions. I was sad, lonely, I was mad, angry, frustrated, scared to death. You know, you don't know what's going on, and that you have all these emotions at once. And every time I have to think about the blues and think about a song I'm singing, all I have to do is remember that driveway. And I'm there. I'm right stuck in the blues. Because that's all, the whole range of what the emotions of the blues I had. In 5 minutes, I went through every one of them. You know, and then there's that cross. You're crossed up because you don't know exactly how you're going to go about living your life. How do you treat the people that adopted you? You know, I always thought if you treated me badly enough, somebody would come and send me home, so why are you treating me good? So I acted out, you know, trying in an effort to go home. But Mom had already left me and took off to California. I have 5 brothers and sisters that she wouldn't tell me about, and they don't. I don't know if they knew I'm alive. I did find her when I was 55 years old. She was hysterically afraid to talk to me. She never thought I was going to find her. And I was conceived behind a club. My dad was a musician, a member of a band out of, a trio out of Massachusetts called the Jones. There's a song called Everybody's Talking About the Jones Boys. That song was written about my dad's group. He was a minister of a Baptist academy, the principal of a Baptist academy, before he even started playing music. He played all over the country and he played overseas, and was very, very successful. He never, after that incident, she went out with him on a break, and I guess they had the whatever you do to make a baby, but she never told him that she had had a baby, that he never knew I was alive. And he just died in '88 when I was just starting to sing. And I never knew where the music came from, why I liked it so much. But it was in my blood, and I never did know it until I found that album. And I got to show you that album when I get it back from Mike Kelker, because my grandfather went to Fisk University. My grandmother was one of the members of the Jubilee Singers who went around the world gathering money to help build the first black university, Fisk University, where my dad was a colleague of W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. He went to college with those people. He was just on that level with the 3 of the greatest black leaders we've known in this country. Booker T. and W.B. Du Bois had 2 different approaches to the black man. Booker T. wanted to just stay in line and work our way gradually to the top. But W.E.B. Du Bois wanted action now, so he started the NAACP. But Booker T. Washington, so he kind of faded into the background because they kind of figured he was more Uncle Tomish than he was. But he was trying to find a safer way to protest instead of getting us all hung. But W.B. Du Bois said, no, let's do it now, let's do it in force. Which only really came into reality when Martin Luther King started the peaceful demonstrations. And that still cost us blood, but that's, you know, Johnson told Martin Luther King, said, you can have your civil rights movement, but it's going to cost you blood before you can get it passed. And sure enough, they blew up them kids down in Birmingham, and that's when they started working on civil rights. So I come out of a black neighborhood. I consider myself to be a black man, but I consider myself to be a human being first. And I consider myself to be principally I consider myself a man that can judge on principle of right and wrong, no matter what color. Because there's no color I can hate, because I am all colors. My dad was actually French and black, and my mother was French. So I'm like a double Cajun. So I take that, and then I'm born in Brockton, Massachusetts. And then I come to St. Louis because the Catholic Church wanted to talk her into adopting me out for the betterment of the rest of the family, because it was so stigmatized to have a dark-skinned child back in 1945, and I was born a lot more light-skinned than I am now, but I got darker as I got older, and it caused the family a whole lot of grief. They couldn't take me anywhere. And then the abuse happened with this priest. And I think my dad went after him and he was court-martialed for it. And that was her husband, but he wasn't my real father, but that was her husband. He died piloting an experimental aircraft over the desert in Nevada. He was a test pilot for Rockwell. And my mom married one of the member family of Rockwell. And that's why she didn't want me to ever show up on her doorstep. She had reached that high plateau in society. And I asked her when I talked to her, I said, Mom, what do you think? I'm going to show up at the door asking for some fried chicken and some watermelon? And she wanted to know if I thought she should tell my brothers and sisters that they had a half-black brother. And I thought, okay, that's it. Bye, Mom. And I haven't talked to her since that, and don't have the urge to talk to her. But I do love her because she gave me birth. Because back then, abortion was the thing, and she chose to carry me to the limit. And we're back with the lights.
Switch over to regular view.
All right, my computer's back on.
Hopefully it will stay on.